What's up, y'all? Day Nice on the mic. So y'all know I gotta talk about this article. So a woman by the name of Veronica Wells, she wrote an article a couple weeks ago for the website Madame Noir. I get emails from Madame Noir, and for whatever reason they always go into that other folder in my inbox, so I don't get to read a lot of the articles and stuff that they have, but I love their content and the stuff that they post. But somehow, or I think it was one of you guys actually, one of my viewers mentioned that article, and then I looked it up, and child, if you guys haven't read it, I'm gonna leave a link below. But basically in the article, so I thought that the article was clickbait because the article is basically, it's titled "Why Black Men Are the New Terrorists." It's a longer title, but essentially the last part of it is like why black men are terrorists. So I was like, all right, this is clickbait. You know, y'all know I do some clickbait stuff too, but I'm like, all right, this is clickbait. So I open the article, I start reading. The author talks about a situation that occurred where I guess she went to go buy a dress. She was looking for the dress that Rihanna had in the work video. She went to go buy the dress. She was harassed by a man. I don't even know if you want to call it harassment, but I'm not trying to be offensive, but I guess she had a run-in. So in the article, she discusses how she had a negative situation with her, a negative interaction with a black male who happened to be sitting outside or standing outside the vendor that was selling the dresses that she wanted to buy. So basically she goes on to say that, you know, she uses that scenario to introduce her argument of how black men have never caped for black women. The majority of black men don't protect us and don't, you know, they don't ride for us as black women. And then she goes on to say that she feels like black men are the new terrorists, and she gives reasons as to why. And I read that article and then I sent it to my black female friends. And it was really interesting because I read the article and I had some very strong feelings about it. But when I sent it to some of my female friends, some of them agreed with what she was saying. And that hurt and offended me because I found the article to be so offensive. And the reason why I found the article to be so offensive, number one, is because I love black people and black men with everything in me. I have a black brother. I have a black father. My fiance is black. So I'm black. Everything, you know, I love everything about being black. So I took personal offense when I took a personal offense because I feel like as a black woman, you should be protecting and standing up for our black men. I don't think that it's constructive to sit and point the finger and say, black men, you don't cape for us. You don't stand up for us. You don't want to be with us. Because if you just simply look at the facts and the numbers would indicate and the numbers would demonstrate that that is not correct. I think it's about 87%, approximately 87%, 80 to 90% of black men marry black women. So this rhetoric that keeps circulating that black men don't cape for black women is ultimately false. And the way that you refute that is by simply looking at the numbers. The numbers indicate that black men are not running out and dating and marrying people of other races, but that the majority, the overwhelming majority of black men actually date and marry black women. I think it's like 90-something% of black women marry black men. So maybe because the percentages of black women that marry black men are higher than the percentage of black men that marry black women, maybe that's where people get this idea that black men are seeking to date and marry outside the race, but the numbers just don't indicate that. I think we as Black people need to stop being divisive. And I think that you as a Black woman, when you put out an article that labels Black men as terrorists, that's divisive. I thought that I would open the article, and the article was a clickbait, and it worked because it got me to click on it. I thought I would open the article and see her making an intelligent argument as to why Black men are not terrorists, but unfortunately it was the complete opposite. Now, I don't disagree with pointing things out and criticizing, because I'm the queen of criticizing my people, because I criticize because I love. I criticize because I want to see us progress and I want to see us do better. I'm not opposed to stating your opinion, but I think that it's very counterproductive to put that label on one of your own. My personal experiences, and you know, I think it's counterproductive solely because she's basing this on her personal experiences. I think, honestly, and I'm gonna say this to y'all, and I hope if Veronica Wells or anybody who's part of Madame Noir sees this, they do not take this the wrong way, because I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. I think that if you, as a woman, have encountered one no good Black man after another no good Black man after another no good Black man, I think that says something about you and the type of person that you are and your character. Because I have only had positive interactions and experiences with the Black men that I've dated, and all of the men that I've ever been in serious relationships with were all Black men. So I've never in those relationships felt like my significant other did not cape for me. I never felt like they weren't protecting me. I never felt like they weren't ride or die for me, and that they weren't willing to ride for me as a Black woman. So I think that I'm not trying to demean or belittle your experiences, but I think that you really need to analyze, first of all, the type of relationship that you have with your father is imperative to look at. And then second of all, it's probably a good idea to analyze the type of person that you are and really try to focus on what energy are you emitting and what energy are you giving out to other people that's attracting these men that you're labeling as terrorists. I've had relationships with Black men, but because I'm not necessarily compatible with them, the relationship didn't work out. We had different wants and different needs, but I would never at any point felt like I would have ever labeled them as terrorists or as bad people or as evil or as this or as that. It's like, I'm one type of person, you're another type of person, and we thought that we were compatible, but as time went on, time taught us and made us realize that we actually are not compatible. We want two different things. As you as a Black woman should be protecting our Black men. You as a Black woman should not be writing an article where you're sitting in and labeling our Black men, and where you're sitting and attacking our Black men. And I'm really disappointed with the content of the article. It breaks my heart to see things like that. And I think, like I said, it goes back to the type of person that you are, because you're attracting these people. And if you've had if you've had multiple strings of bad men after bad man after bad man, regardless of the race, regardless of whatever, you can't sit here and put that on men, all men being evil, all men being dogs, all men being bad, all men being this, all men being that. What that right there is that something about you and the type of person that you are is attracting these types of men. Like attracts like. That's a basic scientific principle. So the article just didn't sit well with me. I didn't agree with it. I think it was inaccurate, and it was based on, it's not like they even had a panel or took a poll. It's like they literally, it's one woman's it's one woman's solo experience with Black men, and now she's used the solo experience with these no good men apparently to label and broad brush all Black men. So I wasn't a fan of the article, but I would love to hear what you guys felt about the article. If you're a black man watching this, if you were offended, if you're a black woman, I would love to hear if you agreed with the article. And like I said, there's a link to the article below in case you guys are interested in like reading the article or reading what I'm talking about. And it's not a long article, so it should be a pretty fast read, but please leave your thoughts and comments and feelings below. Like I said, I love my black men, I love my black people. Let me know what you guys think. And Jay Nice going on the record saying black men are not terrorists, and anybody that thinks that black men are terrorists, you and I need to talk. Come see me, we'll have a conversation. And yeah, let's talk about this, guys. Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you guys, and I will check you guys out next time.